Neil, have you heard of the GIF token?
GIF, something. I say it's a GIF. Is that the thing that just goes straight up? Because, right? It's like a straight up line almost.
Well, it did. It dumped like crazy yesterday. But yes, generally speaking, every day you'll be right, except yesterday. It went down a little bit. I've talked about the mechanics and all that stuff before, but it's, I don't come across many tokens on PulseChain, many builders, many projects. And again, nothing against anyone else out there building what they're building, but I don't see a lot of things that have the protocol, the game mechanics and stuff that this one does. And it's not even this token. Is you have the GIF token, doesn't really just the PRC20. You have the perma GIF token, which you can mint from it. And now you have another protocol that's been applied to. You have iBurn with ICOSA. And not only the price performance, and again, if you got in down here, you've seen a lot of price performance. You got in up here, you've seen it up recently. May have the maddest of gains if you got in higher. But what strikes you? I got a couple of tweets I want to go through with it too. But this one from Coexistent Steven. If this can be a tool to help bring ERC, PRC20, PRC tokens to parity, then you have to know how extremely bullish this is. A lot of different things. If this is applied to tokens that are copied over, kicking off the auctions again, just lots of different positive things that can come from it. But what strikes you as interesting about this new sub ecosystem and like protocol? What token's next? Is ink next? We can start burning ink. What strikes you as interesting about this protocol?
I think the systematic design elements are really the key, right? So this concept that people are willing to give up some pulse or to mint the other token to do an arbitrage loop when an opportunity presents itself is where I think the secret sauce is in this. And with the iBurn, it's even more pulse you give up to do the same thing to cause the ICOSA to be pulled off the market. So I think these are these type of tools and mechanics are very important. And this is the thing about crypto is one reason crypto goes up because it is bought by somebody or some entity or some smart contract, right? So it has to be purchased. And if you get enough people to participate and to do this and give them the opportunity to make money through arbitrage, then it can only do the thing it's designed to do. Now, if nobody, just like anything else, if nobody participates, it won't do anything, obviously. But as long as there's participation and there is an incentive to participate through arbitrage opportunities, I think this is the mechanic and the secret sauce that makes this particular design very effective. And how often and how many times it can be duplicated is unknown. In theory, it should work for most things that have product market fit and have enough people willing to participate, enough holders. I think because the GIF and PGIF are finite supplies, they will always have better price appreciation than say iBurn, only because ICOSA is minted out of thin air through the staking mechanisms with the hedge fund contract, right? So it's a little different, but I think it's good. I think I really appreciate what the guys have did. I know I've talked to these guys behind the scenes just over the years, just talking shop with Kool-Aid and those guys just about design and thinking about how to come up with solutions for this. And this is one of the brilliant ways that they've come up with. I give them kudos. I've thought through some of the things myself in the past with different mechanics, different ways to skin this cat, so to speak. And then this is a natural, I think, way this should, as a solution, should come to bear, given how mechanics work and how design is implemented within the blockchain.
What do you think about too with K4K mentioned here reverse liquid staking? I know that's kind of like, have you thought about this concept too of just how to the difference? Again, the comment down here is to most gains in crypto are from price performance, not yield, which is an interesting statement as well. But price performance, yield, the reverse liquid staking thing. How do you? Is this a new paradigm that we're seeing with PulseChain? This kind of projects. Yeah, what do you think about that?
I'm not quite sure what K4K is really how he's defining reverse liquid staking in when I think about staking, liquid staking, I'm thinking that there is yield being made, and you receive the yield by holding the token. Now you receive price performance in the sense of you hold GIF, and that thing works. Your GIF goes up in value as the buy and burn happens, and it goes through and people aren't selling too much. Then obviously you price as it started off, you receive that as price performance. But there's no yield to be yet. At least now I don't know of any yield coming out anywhere in GIF that I know of.
Is
Unless
it
you're
like
LP.
is it kind of like the yield maybe is it's like a deflationary type of thing, and the yield is coming from the yield is it's almost like the yield is the price appreciation. Like the price appreciation, you're replacing yield with price appreciation from a deflationary type of asset.
Exactly. I think that if that's what he means, yeah, it makes sense. And I think he's right, but you can't separate yield, price appreciation and yield, because you have hardly any yield if the prices appreciate. Because typically, the price does appreciate, fewer people are involved, trading, moving tokens around. Therefore, the yield from whatever mechanism is usually less. As price goes up, people interact. Maybe they stake more, do things, interact with DeFi protocols. Then yield goes up, but it's always going to be behind price appreciation because it's a trailing factor. So if you see something has high price appreciation, then the yield, like look at the LP yield, right? If you look at the LP yield on like iBurn and some tokens or GIF and tokens, there is pretty good bit of volume and therefore pretty good bit of yield to be made by fighting LP. So, I'm sure you can pull up 9mm to see that. It's pretty well self-evident that that's where it happens. But look at pairs with low volume, there's low yield. Why? Because low price appreciation. And that just the nature. People chase green candles and they buy these things, price goes up, and they get happy to participate. But I mean, it's something that people must have to actively manage if you want to really enjoy those yields from these things. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I saw this just earlier today. I was sorting through the top volume pairs, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Number 2 is GIF and Wrap Pulse. This is the 24-hour. Number 4 is PGIF, and number 6 is iBurn. And then if I hit 7-day, I think GIF was number 1. If I hit 7-day, it was like 3 million volume over that, something like that. So token has you got the mechanics. People ask, what can I do with GIF? Should I mint it? Should I do whatever? If you have GIF, so the options are you can hold it, you can use it plus PLS to mint PGIF, which kicks off things in the protocol, buy and burns and fills that and all that stuff, and also burns a GIF. Or you can LP. And if it's a high volume pair, a lot of there's fees to be made versus other tokens that are new and stuff that don't quite have a volume. And it's not relatively, I would say, low liquidity at this point. It used to be low liquidity 2 or 3 weeks ago, I guess, but at this point, it's starting to ramp up.
Yeah, and you also arbitrage the PGIF traded back for GIF to get more GIF.
Yes,
which is the incentivized portion of the reason why they add the minting function. So that makes the most. That's why they did it. It's like, well, if you get PGIF and then get it with as long as like 11 or 12 pulse difference between PGIF and GIF, you get
10, more than 10.
More than 10, so basically 11 or 12, which depends on your scale. Then you made money. You can get more GIF, and so that's why. And that's what I know they got bots doing it right now. And once we get our automation tools out with Tetra for everybody to use, then everybody can be a bot and swing trade it, and play this arbitrage game themselves. So I think you'll see even more buy and burn once we have these tools available to the public, especially the compound limit orders. I think everybody would want to do the swing trade and take these profits. So I think you'll see GIF be bought and burned even faster once more people have access. We're not trying to just time it with clicking a button.
Definitely going to get a Tetra update here in a second. I just wanted to bring up because I posted. Have you thought much about the arbitrage? Because I've been thinking about that recently, and I want to bring up this awesome thing from Telegram that was. Where is it? Come on. Here we go. So I've been trying to figure out the different or talk about. I wish there's more visuals on this. I'm sure they'll come in the community, make them or otherwise. But so there's when this is just basically the when 1 PGIF equals 1 GIF plus 10 PLS. That's just kind of like the
standard mint.
That's the standard mint. Yeah, standard mint. And we got when 1 PGIF greater than 1 GIF plus 10 PLS. sell PGIF for PLS. So basically, if GIF is more than 10 PLS, just what you were talking about, sell PGIF for PLS, buy GIF, and then when one PGIF is less than a GIF, basically swap GIF into PGIF. So on that one, are you just speculating? Okay, because you know that one PGIF should always be worth more than one GIF because you know the economic energy that went into it. To mint it should make it more valuable. If the market's not valuing it as that at that time, the idea would be swap the GIF into PGIF and then wait for the market to correct and then sell at the profit. Is that the idea?
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. Every time somebody is making sales and stuff, there's your arbitrage opportunities when it comes up, right? When the price moves, because if more people are, say, selling one or the other, whichever one they're holding at the time, there's your price difference, right? So there's your plus the 10 pulse, right? So, okay, well, here's the price. And you can look on Dex Screener and you pull it up and you see what the pulse price is per each in pulse terms. When it gets more than 10, then you can act whichever side you're on, or less than 10, or it's equal, whatever you're trying to do in this type of scenario. So yeah, that's your arbitrage opportunity. And these things can easily, set up through like our compound limiters and stuff. So people can take advantage of this and more so than just the people who can write scripts or set up bots in their own.
Looking at this chart too, and we saw the dump. If you had a position in GIF, you're pretty happy with it. You still have confidence in the protocol just after this dump recently.
Yeah, because there's still a buy and burn that still can be deployed by the teams. I understand how the mechanic is. The major where the tokens are held. That's not public call function, if I understand it. So they still can deploy that capital to buy it up if they want to at the time they're choosing. So, and people want to take profits. Just don't get me wrong. If you bought it early and you bought, say, you got $200-300 worth of GIF when it was like equal to a pulse, you got a ton of GIF. I mean, I don't know who all the holders are, but if you have a lot, then you can make a lot of money. But there's only so much liquidity, so you really only exit out through V3 and not hurt the price if you're intelligent.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is
obviously.
That's the thing too. Is like I don't know why I don't know why we have market dumping. I'm starting like that concept of selling through liquidity, especially when you're not trading Pulse. If you're going to get Pulse or PulseX or something with millions and millions of dollars liquidity, yeah, of course, like you're just going to use Pateus, you're going to do whatever, and a lot of people are going to do that. But if you're not trading a token that you're going to hit a lot of slippage and stuff going, trying to sell through that, and unless you just absolutely need the liquidity today, why not avoid the slippage, avoid the red candles, and make the fees over time? If you believe the price is going to go up, for example, believe it's going to go up, then the other side, you get a lot of pulse out of that, providing LP.
Well, you would think, but here's the thing though, there's two sides that is accurate if you don't need the money or whatever, you're not impulsive, but you have to have traders to cause a buy and burn. It's a function of the game. You have to have it. So this dump is really necessary to exacerbate the buy and burn, to have the arbitrage opportunities. So this is it's like you have to have both sides of this. It's the yin yang concept. You got to have it both. You got to have traders to trade. They create the price difference for then people to exit out through liquidity who don't want to take those losses, right? Through slippage. You need both. You can't have one without the other, because if everybody did V3, then it's just not going to do anything, right? Because nobody's selling to cause it. So you won't have buy and burns. You won't have the price appreciation. So only new people buying would cause the thing to go up. Then it'd be just like any other meme coin, right? Whatever. Just wouldn't happen. Nothing would happen. It'd be a static chart. So you need both. You need the dynamics. You need the movement. You need the volume. So everybody then can benefit from the mechanics and the tokenomics within the system.
Do you think the system is set up in a way that is kind of the healthy way in the ecosystem to properly incentivize people either not to sell or to sell, in quieter means, or basically, be good stewards towards the protocol, that kind of thing. Be good stewards in that, while having the balance of, like you mentioned, still needing trading to go on for the different mechanics to occur.
Well, I know the guy. Look, I know the guys and all the guys in the chat who are in GIF early. And most of these people know how to hold and how to exit V3. These aren't ignorant people who are within the community. They know what's up. But the people who are just selling are probably people who caught in at, say, at a penny or whatever, or 2 cents or 3 cents, and they're making a quick gain. They want their money and they get out. They have a trader mentality because they don't care about the system, the protocol. They don't respect it, whatever. Whatever the narrative is, it doesn't matter. They get their money and they're out. Okay, that's fine. And we want those people because we want the arbitrage to be there to, cause a buy and burn to happen. And at the moment, apparently it looks like there's more sellers than there are people buying, or buy and burn mechanics buying. So it's okay. You need these corrections. You need these things. It's healthy for a chart. If it only went up, then I'd be a little suspect if it only went up. It's like there's nothing mathematically, it doesn't happen, and human psychology didn't allow it to happen either. So it's like, why aren't there some red candles? So, and in fact, the irony is, before this first sell-off happened, I was on the phone with one of our clients, and he's like, "Well, I'm waiting to buy a gift, but I don't see any red candles." I said, "Well, I can't tell you when they're going to happen, my man, because if you look at the chart, it gets bought up as quick as it dumps because nobody's dumping any big. The holders who hold large amounts aren't dumping their whole bags. I can't tell you what's going to happen." And it wouldn't 10, 15 minutes after I got the phone with them, the red candle happened. I text them, "Here you go, buddy. You get your wish. Get your entry." So, I mean, I would have known because this is before any of the big dumps. So, but if you zoom out and you look at when we go back and zoom out again late in the future, this dip here will look like any of these other smaller dips that we saw in the past, and to scale. So I think it's just part of the natural order of things.